It's starting to feel way more like autumn. Like the temperature, the colours are kind of changing, the general vibe. And I have a cold. A big nasty cold. My girlfriend Emily has it too, and for the last few days we've just been like chilling in bed, playing video games and stuff. But now she's back at work, so I didn't know what to do. So I've come out to the woods to play with animals, and this is something I've really missed. I was working in Iceland over the summer, and one thing about Iceland is that there aren't any woods. In fact, there are barely any trees, and actually even less indigenous animals. You've got kind of the Arctic fox, and that's it. The rest is just sheep and horses on land. But back when I worked in an office, I would be out here most days. I'd regularly come home feeling like complete shit. It was the air conditioning and the fluorescent lights and just the kind of repetitive work. It just left me feeling weird and uneasy. And the only way I could find to feel natural again was just to come out here and just be part of it all. I need this. I don't know why I have such a drive to do this. Just go out and find animals. Maybe it's some kind of like hunting instinct. Like maybe we all need to get it out of our systems somehow. And some people go hunting and, you know, it's not my thing. I'd much prefer to keep the animals alive. And some people go out and like photograph them, and that's kind of more my thing. It's that satisfaction of tracking an animal and knowing what it's going to do next and being able to like plan a shot around it. And when you're in the moment there, you just kind of forget about everything. You're just, how can I get the shot? What is this animal going to do next? And it feels kind of natural, almost primal. So I found a hole here. It doesn't look like it's been used a lot recently. Let me show you. So it's got leaves growing over the top. Let me see if I can show you the spider webs over it as well. It hasn't got a distinct shape, so it's quite hard to tell. But if I had to guess, I would say badgers, which means there should be some others around too. Oh, okay, yeah, there's more holes here, but none of them look active. So what we're looking for is one that isn't clogged up with twigs, doesn't have spider webs across it. Ideally, like tracks. Tracks would be cool. Then we know that it's active, we know that there's badgers there. Poo is good. Okay, so there's some holes here that are much smaller. This is probably where they've been digging. Maybe there are some around. Oh, getting destroyed by spiders. So these are almost certainly active badger sets. The slope going into the hole is all smoothed out where they've been using it regularly. There's some footprints, there's even some fur. But to be absolutely 100% certain, we're going to use one of these. And this is an infrared trail cam. By strapping it to the tree, it will monitor the area all night using infrared and night vision and see if anything goes past. It's motion triggered, so if anything moves in front of it, it automatically activates and records about 30 seconds of video. So I'm going to leave 2 or 3 of these out tonight, just in this area, pointing at the holes and see if anything comes out. And if we see something, we can come back tomorrow night and hopefully photograph them. So there's 3 trail cams all set on different areas, pointing at different holes, which seem to be the most active. I guess now we just have to wait until the morning and see if there's anyone there. While we're waiting, I just want to tell you a little bit more about why I love these things so much. I think they might be the most underutilized piece of equipment ever. They're also surprisingly cheap. You can get a trail cam for around £40 on Amazon. And I haven't actually tested those models, but the reviews look pretty good. So I use stealth cams. They're a little bit more expensive, I think £80 to £100, but they're super easy to use, they're reliable, they're completely weather sealed. You just strap it to a tree, flick the switch to either photo or video, and you're done. Just leave it. I saw a young fox when I was driving home one night last year, and I just went into the woods where it came from, and I put one of these just on a tree. The next day I got home, I stuck the SD card in, and I just had this. The only real downside to these cameras is how many batteries they take. I mean, they last forever, but look at that. Just a rechargeable one. They're super handy, they're small, they fit in your camera bag, and they just make the whole wildlife tracking process just that so much easier. And when I get home, I'm just super buzzed to put the SD card in the computer and just see what's on there. So if you're into wildlife, just make sure to pick one up. It's not expensive, it's great fun, it's super useful. And I'll put a link to the ones I use in the description. For clarity, I am not endorsed or sponsored by StealthCam. I just really like their stuff. It just seems to make sense to me. So stick a like on this video and subscribe to my channel, and we'll pick it up soon and we'll see what we got. Love you, bye.